Hey guys, good morning. I've started recording today. I've come up with a new software called some Pro option is there, something my recording Pro. So hope this time it will record properly. And today we have exciting sessions. So one is with JSON file format. Let's see that and let me. Okay, so let's jump into our batch file. Okay, so what was the recent file? This recent file is on 26th, so let me open that up. Let me open that up so quickly. And what is the agenda for today? So we are going to create couple of more visuals, and we are going to work with slicers and themes. Okay, so sync slicer, and yeah, this is the agenda. Okay, apart from couple of more visuals. So let's see. Any questions before I start? Any questions, clarifications you guys have, so that we can discuss and clarify, before I start. Okay, yeah, if not, then I can quickly jump in and show you where we were in the last session. Yeah, it's opening. So population analysis was our file. We have actually done a lot of ETL on that. We have created we actually taken we have taken the three sources, three different years of data, but with same format. Okay, and we have done the ETL, and we have created the extraction, transform and load using a reference. Okay, and added indexes to create the keys. Okay, all those, actually a lot of ETL on this. What is this? Yeah, still loading. Okay, so once we load, we understand the model. Okay, we understand the different types of relationships. Okay, many to many, many to one, one to many, one to one, all those relationship types. Apart from that, active inactive relationship is one of the most important, and the bidirectional flow or single direction flow. Okay, fact to dimension flow, dimension to fact flow. So these are the three key major things that we understand from the model perspective. Okay, then again we come to the data, and we understand the categorization. I'm just revalidating all your understandings, guys. Okay, so uh, I'm revalidating all the things that we have learned so far. So we understand this data categorization of each column, and table categorization. Table categorization, I think we have not seen, because dim date is not yet come into our analysis. Maybe in this project. So date time will come into another project, so that I can categorize that table as a date time table. So date table, so that it will give you the different view of the data. Okay, we'll talk that later, but for now you just understand that model, we understand the relationship types, and and activity active relationship, along with bidirectional flow or directional flow. Okay, and data categorization, summarization. Okay, sort by column. Okay, all those things we have learned here. And just we came here and we created some visuals here, population by geo, and these are some blank pages we have created. So for now I'm deleting, because you can write the text. Okay, use the insert a text box option, or insert header, something like that, and then you type all your requirements here. Okay, this is one of the best practices. Easiest thing, because going back and forth is a tedious task, right? So going back and forth is a tedious task, so that you can just create a text box and you can write your all your requirement and your stories here itself, and then you know, you know, switch here and there between your visuals, so that it will be very easy to understand and easy to explain to others. And while deploying, you can hide this. Okay, this won't be deployed and it won't be visible to the end user. So that is also one of the point. And once that everything is perfect, then you can delete, or you know, you can do whatever you want to. Okay, for now I'm just deleting these best practices files. Okay, um, let me remove this also. Delete. So delete. Delete. Okay, so we have only one, but I'm going to create one more. Okay, here basically I would like to use some line graph. Okay, multi-line graph. Okay, this one. Okay, so to do that, basically I want to take a population first. Okay, I'll show you what is the benefit of it and what are the limitations of that line chart also. Okay, so let's be curious. Okay, now I've taken the population. I want to take year, and I also want to take some region. Okay, region. Let's take the region. Okay, this is the one, but I want to change this. Okay, let me increase the size. Let me increase the size. What happened? Okay, data is loading. So now I'm changing to line chart. Okay, now I'm making a little bigger. Okay, so this is the line chart. We will format this later, but again I'm going to you know, go and copy this. No, we'll create all together a new one. Okay, so the other one would be like, again, the population. Click outside. Okay, you should not select this visual, so that it will override the change. Okay, let's click outside and then select the population, and select the country. Okay, and here, let's say this time I've taken the country. Okay, not the region. Okay, so now we will understand the difference between these two. Okay, what are all the additional features that have this? Otherwise, I can, country is actually having a group, but this time in access, average country ID will not give the make sense basically. Let's remove this. Okay, what happened? Population is gone. I want population here. Okay, so now you see there is a hierarchy. I think we have talked about this, but instead of country ID is not make sense basically. We can take the country, remove this country ID, and the region. Come on, now it become very slow. Country, yeah, and then let's say region code. Okay, let me move this to this. Okay, now you understand that. Let me go to region to top, not region code. Actually, I want region name. Okay, region name. Let me remove this region code. Okay, now where are we? Why this looks like this? Let me close this. Yeah. So this is what I was expecting. So I just removed the legend. Okay. It's actually giving a mess. I don't want to go with that. Okay. Currently we have all the regions, but there is a blank. I can remove this blank by just filtering the region. Okay. There is an option in the region. Yeah. In the all regions, select all regions and then select all and remove blank. So this will give us a quick fix basically. If giving blank, showing blank in the visual is not a good practice. So just remove that. Okay. We can remove in the source. We can remove using DAX. We can remove any way is possible. But for now, I just quickly applied the visual level filter and that just removed. Okay. We'll talk that filters later, but for now you understand we can remove that slicer blank values based on the filters. Okay, now we can format a lot, but I want to format in a different way, not just visual formatting. Just select it and then go in the brush and do all the formatting options that are available. No, I don't want to do this. Okay, I want to do in a different way. How to do that? Yes, you can do that, but before that you can understand this, right? Drill through, drill down, we already discussed, and here also we can do a lot of things, but actually we want some slices also. Let me create some slices here so that we can go back to the themes, and themes will give you the different perspectives to this. So the slices are basically a region name. I want to give a region name slicer. Slicer is a visual type, guys. Slicer is different, filter is different. Yeah, actually slicer actually works as a filter, but so this is one slicer. Let me put this very smaller. We'll come to this text size and all. Okay, I want to do in a different way. And one more slicer I want is what slicer I can use here? Date slicer, year slicer basically. Okay. Oh my god. No, what happened? It given the hierarchical slicer. Okay. Inside region, it will give you all the years. Now we'll see this later. But I want to do a different slicer altogether. Take a new slicer this time, and I can adjust the size of it. Okay. Anything is possible. So let me use that value into the slicer. Okay, and also we can create one more slicer. I'll tell you the difference, why this is coming like this and how to change it. Okay, now one more slicer, this time age group, because we have not taken anything from here. So let's take something from here, age group. What is this? Let me expand this. Yeah, age group category. Let's take this. So yeah, these are all the slices, and yeah, so slices are wide varieties. Okay, for text it will be like this. Okay, for text list and drop only the default options that we have. Now you see this is a list. Now if I click the drop down, it will become a drop down. Okay, it will actually save the time, save the space. Okay, it will save the space. If you really want this as a drop down, you can do that. And also one more beautiful option is you can enable the search button here. So sometimes you need to select, but they don't want to go and select. If there are lot of values, you can enable the search here. So search box will come. Okay, here. So once the drop down you started, it will be available in the search. You can type the search. Okay, search for something. Here actually we have less, but search may not be useful. But let's say if you have a lot of values here, then enable search and just search for it and then select the value. So that's why it is very useful. Okay, so this is basically for the text. Okay, list and drop down is only for text. Here again, the formatting pane we have this way also. Okay, what is the other? Selection control is one of the most important thing. Apart from that, in the general, you see there is a most important part, slicer items. One second, guys. No, it should be the list. Okay, it should be the list, and then change then go to the general. Yeah, see guys, you should not confuse. Okay, first thing is it should be in the list, and then go for the general, then you see the orientation. Okay, see, if it is in the drop down there is no meaning. Okay, now let me select this and just observe here, that won't be there. Okay, this is one of the most important confused thing for everybody. Okay, so what you should do, you should select any slicer with the list. Okay, with the list, and then if you want to go with the horizontal, okay, horizontal orientation. Okay, if you want to see the orientation, you should be, that slicer should be in the list. And now let's see, let's show you all these things. Okay, so this is how it is. So okay, end user wants to see this kind of slicers sometimes. Okay, you might expect. Okay, if you don't want to, if you remove this search, then it will become good. Okay, remove the slicer, the search. Now it's going on. Wait, yep, it's gone. So this is one of the most important feature, guys. You will get confused, but but this is the good one, I feel. Okay, horizontal list with horizontal. Okay, sometimes definitely useful. I mean, they might ask. Okay, there could be business criteria where they will ask this, horizontal slicer. Okay, but remember, the slicer should be in the list. Okay, then only you will be able to change it to horizontal. Okay, otherwise you will be ended in the confusion. Now coming to the other way of slicer. So date slicer is a completely different, guys. It will not just same as the other text slicers, but date, when you apply date on the slicer, if it is categorized a date, okay, the date is a categorized and it has hierarchy. But here even though here is not categorized a date, but by default the slicer understands that it is a year and it has given this kind of slicing. Okay, so you see there are a lot of options. I mean, there are 5 options are available for the date. When it comes to text, it is not like that, only list and drop down. Understand, focus, guys, focus is most important than your time. Okay, list and drop down is only 2 options available for text, but when it comes to date you have 2, list, drop down, along with 3 more, between, lesser than or equal. This is for numeric, actually it's not for date. Okay, if you have a date, you will have a different relative date, start date, before date, less than date, those options will come. This is only for numeric values. Slicer will work for text data in a different way, numeric data in one different way, and the date will have a different way. So slicer will work in a 3 different ways, guys. Okay, so you understand this. For numeric values, list, drop down by default, between, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. These are the 3 options that you can see, and we can change this. I mean, it's really good. You can change slices just like this, and you understand like where we were and how the data looks. So all those stuff, yeah, and you can play with it. Okay, it's loading. You might observe that dots that are actually loading. Okay, so that is one thing. Okay, and this is text. Yes, only text will have 2 things, right? List and drop down. So list and drop down. This time I would like to go with the drop down because space I want, extra space. Okay, so let me choose it somewhere here. Actually we don't have a header space basically here. Yeah, ideally what you can do is you can basically take 2 to 3 slices, or 2 to 3 cards and 2 major visuals, so that is the best practice. Okay, but now you just understand this, and I'm going to do with the themes. Okay, I want to do some formatting, but not general formatting just like this using this bar, this button, but I want to do in a different way. How to do that? Yes, there is an option, view, and come to themes. Okay, current this report theme has this, but you can change wide varieties of themes that are available by default. If you click on this, it will just simply change the style of it. Okay, what happened? It's not clicked. Bloom theme. Okay, yeah, so this is the Bloom theme. Okay, but again, selecting default themes, I mean, it's easy. What matters, right? So but again, yeah, we can do something extra here. Okay, but it's only changing the background color and something else, but I want to change the font size and all those stuff. Okay, let me go and just just select this by default one at this moment. I will show you the difference. Okay, so this is the default one. Now here you see browse themes, theme gallery, and customize current theme, and how to create theme. So forget about it. There's a save current theme is actually disabled at this moment. Why? Because we have not done any changes in the current theme. Okay, if you click this customized current theme, okay, now there is a wizard will pop up. Okay, let's see that. Let's wait for that. Here we can control a lot of things, but this is not actually a great thing. I will show you one of the great thing. Okay, now what is the theme name? Why? Because there are a lot of themes, and whatever you change, they make it confused. So you can create a separate theme for your company standards or for your client standards, whatever it is, based on your end user standards. You can create the custom theme. Okay, what custom theme for client one, something like that. Okay, client one, he might have asked for one theme. I want to see only these colors, not these colors. So he might give should be these colors, not should not be these colors. So you might have given that. So you choose only those colors, and just go step by step. Here, first level element, choose the color for default elements in the visuals like axis, grid lines, and text box fonts. Curious about what's on each, then learn. But see the element, basically how you want to see. Second level element, just for now you just go with this. If you want to play with this, you can change different colors and then understand what exactly mean by that. For now, just not to worry about this. But come to this text. Yeah, this is one of the most important, guys. So here, what is the font size your client is expecting? So you may go with Arial block or Calibri, and then change the font size to 14. Okay, and font color should be you want something different. Let's say choose this, or you can move anywhere and just choose this. Okay, and then go to title. Yeah, title again. What title? Basically Arial black I-54. Okay, and then change it to 14. Okay, it will be something different. And this time, what we want is like the header should be something thicker. Okay, it is just my own perception that I'm just doing it. But again, I'll tell you how you can change. And font family for cards and KPIs. Though we do not have any cards here, but let me create one card. For card, yeah, I'll use Cosmic Sans, and the font size it will be bigger. I would like to go with 28, and font color should be let's say this time I would like to go with white it's something like this. I'll tell you why, because I want to go visual background color. Okay, so tab headers. What is tab headers and title is different. Yes, I'll tell you why. Now you can change it to career now, and let me make it to 16, and font color you can make it something like this. Okay, and then come to visuals. Yeah, this is one of the most important guys. Here we have four, but not limited to these only. Okay, you have lot many, I'll tell you. Okay, background color, I want background color something ash color. Okay, okay, now this transparency make it to something 25%, but now I'll make it only 15%. I'll tell you why. Borders, yes, on it, to make sure we have all options that we are able to work. I'm giving some odd colors because you should understand from where it is coming from. Radius, basically it will just round the corners. Okay, that is called radius here. Now you understand what is the header background color. Header background color should be black. Okay, and border color should be something yellow. Transparency I will give 25. Icon color should be something different, because I just want to show you. Okay, now one of the most important guys, tooltip. By default it will come up with the font color white and background color is black. Now if you change this to something green, let's see some green color. Okay, good green color, and values on green it will be red. Okay, RGB and blue. Now go to blue and see some blue. Okay, just to make it makeup, lot of makeups. Okay, now come to page. In the page we have two things. Okay, wallpaper and background. So now let me go to wallpaper and then background, page background, and just change it to some other light visual. Okay, light background. Let me come on. Okay, this one. And then wallpaper. Now, wallpaper, basically we can create some images. Okay, images we can apply, but let's say if you want to apply some color, let's see how that looks like. Okay, now I am just changing it. If you really confused, don't apply all at a time, but apply one by one and just go and see like how they looks like. Okay, see, these are the two most important things guys. But 50% it should be, but I've only done for 41%. I'll tell you why. Okay, now here see filter pane. What is filter pane? This is a filter pane. This default filter pane you can change. Background color something different. Okay, then change. And transparency, let's say 50%, but for 39 only for this moment. Font color it's black, so it should be something different. Make it this. And tile font size, make it 14. And header font size, make it 11. Checkbox, okay, that's up. Okay, now background colors, available filter background colors. Yeah, filters. When I say filters, card level filter, visual level filter, all page level filter, right? So that is basically here. Just apply this and make it transparency, font color. That's okay. Now you can change it to something 11, and the same way for this also. Okay, background color, I'll just go with this at this moment. Okay, now let's see something 12. Applied filters. Once you apply filters, how this looks like, available filters, how this looks like, filter pane. Now you understand all these things and just click apply. Now see, boom, it will change. See, everything got changed in a moment. See, the all headers changed. Everything will change here also. See, everything got changed in one go. Okay, this is how client will give you the requirement. Boss, I want all my fonts should be like this for headers and this, that, all those things. but the beauty is not yet come. Now just wait for that. Okay, here now you see save the current theme. Okay, there is option to save. What happened? Now you see save the current theme is enabled. Save current theme. Okay, previously it was disabled, now it's enabled. Okay, now I am going to do this save. Now you see there are already some themes are available. I just practice for you to give you the best. Now for, theme for client 1. Okay, or you can say theme for client 1 or theme for epic 1 or something like that, some user story or something you can give a meaningful to the business. Okay, now you just save that. And what is the what else? So it's not ended there. Okay, there are themes are basically two types of themes. Okay, one theme is for a dashboard theme, other one is for report theme, though both are same or similar, but broadly categorized you can say themes are two types. Okay, I'll come to the dashboard themes. Okay, we can do lot of dashboard themes, but the same way whatever you do for the report, but if you create the dashboard, basically it looks in a plain white color. Okay, if you create the dashboard, I think we have not created that, but no, let me go step by step. So see, now you see theme basically tooltip actually changed a lot. See? Not only that, everything is changed, I'm just telling you, but now where we are, yeah, I have saved that file, right, the JSON file. Okay, where is this? Yeah, this one. So now what I'll do, I'll just edit it. See, it is actually coming in single line. What to do? Okay, yes, not to worry. If you don't know Visual Studio, nothing to worry. Okay, you just open a new tab and search for JSON formatter. Okay, just open this, the first one, format JSON formatter dot Curioso concept something. Okay, just paste it there. Okay, then process. It will give you the code, and Control C, Control A, Control C, and come here and paste it here. See, now you understand. Okay, this is easy to understand, man. The JSON understanding is very easy. Okay, okay, see, this is my theme name. Okay, you can rename it to client 2, and this time colors you can change, let's say whatever you want to change, let's say F6 or something. If he has given any some other color, you can change the font. This time you can change it to 12. Okay, some other font, and make it to 25 font size. Okay, likewise you can change all at one go here. Okay, all at one go. Okay, and you can say now client 2, see, you have already built the first theme, and you can create a different theme for different clients or different projects. Okay, this is one of the most important, guys, to understand. Okay, their requirement could be different. They might want to see the different visualizations for the different projects. So I mean, they might confuse, all could be same, so why not same, let's change it to something else. But if you see, this is a name. Okay, then there is a label and font and all those stuff, and if you, this is a call out, and for the font face and all those stuff. Okay, you will understand once you are getting the requirement. Okay, the title, how that looks like, and what is the color, font space and font size and all those stuff. And you can close this header, how they want to look, colors and all those stuff, and visual style. Okay, in the visual style again you see background and border, visual header, okay, visual tooltip, okay, outspace, and the background color, okay, and the transparency, size and everything. Okay, filter card. So lot of, guys, not only limited to this, for any visual, let's say if your customer want to see one visual, like let's say you have a card, so the card should be like this. Yes, you can come and here then update the card. So there is a beautiful article here. You can go and just search for it in the Microsoft Docs Microsoft.com. Okay, report theme in Power BI. Search for this. You will get this docs.microsoft link, Microsoft.com link, and then open this up. Here it has a lot of understanding how to go to customize theme, and these are all the things that are available. But again, if you come here, the report theme JSON file, it will give you understanding the name of the file. Okay, all those things how you can customize. Okay, you can choose default colors and all those stuff, but I'll tell you one more beautiful tool apart from this. Okay, see, this is how you can select the elements. See, whatever we have done using wizard, almost all the options are available using JSON also. Okay, you can copy all of them in one file and you can do the same thing. Okay, that is also possible. Okay, but why to take risk? Just apply and just export the theme and then modify the values is the easiest task. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of things that are available. Setting visual properties using DAX. See, if you have one visual, copy this and type the visual name and visual style, card name, all those things you can change the properties here. Okay, this is one of the most important. Okay, if you practice it, it will just come. Okay, see, these are all the things, all type of maps. You have a single code here. Okay, all shape maps, scatter chart, pie chart, map, all those things are customized, and Microsoft has given one one big file, big theme file. This is a very big file. See, here to here you have lot of space. You just see, if you come here, just let me draw down. See, this is a very big file. You can copy and change it, but right now don't go that deeper. But there is a beautiful option that is also available. Just go here, Power BI themes tips. Just search like this, Power BI themes tips. Okay, you will get themes.powerbi tips. Okay, this is one of the most important feature that I understand. I know this is a third party tool, but see, the palette is nothing but the selecting colors. Okay, client might have given the color codes. Basically, how a color code will come by client. Basically, I want this color, so you will select all. Okay, just click add colors. Okay, this color code is very easy to understand, and then change it to some other color, and or get this color code, or simply paste the color codes. Okay, all taka you can paste it and then add them. Okay, paste and add. Okay, let's take a couple of more colors. Okay, and just add. Okay, why? Because now let me see the difference. Palette is nothing but selecting the colors. Now go to properties and select. See, the star will give you all of the properties. Okay, all properties. But if you select only this visual specific properties and change the colors, okay, general, responsive on, legends, yes, legend should be shown. Okay, it should be on the top or not top center, or right center, something like that. And then show title should be on, and the title name should be something, and select color. See, what is the select color? The colors that I've selected in the palette, that is coming with a different percentages. Okay, now just select this, and font size make it 14. Okay, lot of things you can do, and there is a beauty. Download the theme directly, the JSON file will get downloaded. Okay, this is only for one visual, but you can change any visual, and anything you can change, and you can do that.
Mahendra, yes. How we can apply into our graph?
Yes, I'm coming to there actually.
Okay.
Okay, once you do this and you do the changes, just download the theme. Okay, and give the name. Okay, theme for client 4. Just download. JSON file will get download. Okay, now you see this, the downloads folder, cut and go to this one and put it here. Now you see, we have actually changed this client 1 to client 2. Where is my client 2? I have not saved that client. Okay, let me save that client 2. Okay, theme for client 2, right? So this actually not saved. This client 1. Let me save this file. File, save as. Let me just do here. Save the theme 1 now. I want to see save as. Where is the save as? Save theme 1. Where is my save as? Come on. Okay, let me double click and rename otherwise. Save the one, save as. Save as, file, save as. Okay, so if there is no save as, then let's change it to directly save, no issues. Before I save, I'll do one thing. The client 1, I'll just copy and paste. Okay, it will be backed up. Now if I change it, save this, it will be like this. Save the client 1 and rename it to, the file name is different and actually the theme name is different. See, this is just for client 1 I prepared, but now I'll tell you the difference. We have two JSON files, don't confuse. One which I have modified through Visual Studio, one I have modified, I have generated with the themes.tips. Okay, now let me come here and then apply the themes. Come to view and then now this time I am going to browse the theme. Okay, you click on the browse the theme. Come on. Let's wait for the breathing time. Okay, yeah, so now I'm going to click on this browse theme, so it will ask you to choose for the JSON. Now let me use this. Okay, which one? This one, which is a client 2 theme. Okay, now it should change something. See, theme was imported. You didn't see much because the existing one I've updated to some font sizes, all those stuff. But now we'll do one more thing. The client 4, browse themes. Now the client 4 one. See, everything got changed because we have not done all those changes. We have used, but which that visual is not available here. So you might have done the changes for that visual. Okay, you can compare the JSON. There is a options to compare in the Azure DevOps tool, and if not, then there is a tool, I'll tell you, CompareX or some tool is available to text comparison. Okay, whatever it is not there, you can just copy paste. Okay, so that's how it is. Text comparison, you will get a lot of tools. Okay, but Azure DevOps has an inbuilt feature to compare the text. Okay, so that's different. But now let me take my not good theme. Okay, theme client 1, use this first one. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so we have this and this, and just rename it. Okay, and say pop by region. This is a sheet name. Okay, this is just a sheet name. Pop by region. Okay, we have lot, but one beautiful thing is, okay, I think see, there is one thing I would like to show you. Okay, if you select this, the population by default it's a sum, but lot of things are available. You can do lot many other summarizations. Okay, actually this is not best practice. What to do if you want to do sum of the population? Create the measure. We create the measure total population is equal to sum of population column. That will give, why? Because you have only one numeric value here in your table, but in the real time you will have lot of, okay. Just assume for all of them Power BI is actually giving these many default summarization values, which will eat lot of memory of the Power BI. So to avoid that, in the best practice, create the measure, so that Power BI is free from these default for all the numeric values. You can just pull that measure here and then that's it. But you can see don't summarize also available some for some values, not here, but actually in the some other values you will get it. But now what is the important thing that I would like to show here is, like one is the default summarization, the other one is the sort by. Now the sort is actually done by population. Okay, now if I want to done by if you want to do by region name, now you see the region name slicing. Yeah, South Africa is came and the Africa, because the region name is actually descending order. Now let make it ascending order. Okay, sort by descending is on. See the yellow mark. Now you change it to ascending order. Now you see Africa will come first. See, so you can do a lot, but if you do this, if you select for the same thing, do we have that kind of options? Now you see, let's go to this, and now you see we don't have that options. Okay, you have only export data, show as a table, remove and spotlight. You don't have these sorting options. So that is the difference between. Okay, so some visuals will have some features, some visuals will not have some other features. It's because of that specialization. Okay, so now I have this. The most important part is here today. I want to show something different. Okay, let's say, let me create one thing here and come back here, and let me take this region, okay, this one, okay, and then copy. Okay, I'm just copying that visual here. Okay, if I paste here, it will say some pop-up sync visuals. Guys, this is one of the most important in the real time. Okay, sync visuals. Okay, if I sync, what will happen? If I don't sync, what will happen? Now for now I don't want to sync. Okay, and this time I would like to create two more visuals. Okay, one is tree map visual. Okay, tree map. The tree map, basically what I can take is a population into values. Okay, anyway by default it will go value, and this time I would like to go by country into details. Okay, and now see, but I want some filters here also. Okay, now you see one more thing I want to take. This time I want to go with the table. Okay, this time what I want is a region name and some age group category. I want to take something from here also, age group category, and I want to take the population. Okay, we can on off all these totals and all those stuff. See, total color come up with a blue because through JSON it came. Okay, we can override, we can change from here also, but that's how it is. Okay, this is the table for now we have. And the beautiful thing is, if I select this, and just go to sync slicer, where is that sync slicers? Yeah, in the view you see sync slicer. If you see how many slices we have, basically these are the report names. Okay, but this slicer is available in the pop by region and the page one is this. But are the sync? What is this sync? This is the visibility. Guys, understand it clearly. Okay, this is one of the most important. But for now, this slicer is not available in pop by geo. Pop by geo is not available. It's not sync. But in the page one, pop by geo region, it is available, but they are not sync. What is meant by sync? What is meant by visible? Now let me on this. I think before that you should see by default sync is on. I don't want to do that. Do that. If you come here and there now this is available. Previously it was not available. Now just select this. Now the sync slicer will get enabled. Now if you remove this, it will go. It will go from the pop by geo. It should go. Come on. Why it's not going? Pop by geo. It should not be visible. Come on. What's happening? Pop by geo should not sync. If I don't select, it should just go off. Any guess? Any guess why it's showing here? Ideally, it should not show. Maybe it might take some time to go off, but yeah. So ideally, this visibility visible. Wherever you want to visible, you can just let me go and here just try whether it's going here or not. Okay, let me highlight that visual. Now if I remove this, it should go. Come on. Is it loading or still taking time to go off? Okay, so ideally this will go, but I don't know, maybe some bug or something, it's not going. Now let me available all here, but now I'll tell you the sync value. Okay, let's see sync whether this will work or not. Now if I make it sync here, okay, I'll see I'll show. No, I'll just remove the first one. I will show the difference between this sync and that sync. Now here let me go to page 1 and just apply some slicing here, North America. Okay, now population is actually showing the North America. Now if I go here, by default North America will get updated here. See, North America only selected, and but here it won't select, it won't be North America, it will be all, it's Europe. See, it's actually selected Europe. So why? Because the sync, if you understand the sync of this slicer, actually let me click this sync. See, this is actually not sync, but it's only sync. What does it mean by sync? Whatever you apply here, it should apply only the synced pages. Synced pages. User sometimes wants, no, I want to see these filter values in different pages. So sometimes in that case, the sync slicer is basically very helpful. Okay, so sync slicer is one of the most important, guys. You might not understand that importance at this moment, but once you go and just check the real-time user stories, sync slicer will make you a key important role, along with this bookmarks and selection criteria is also one of the most important thing. Okay, but any questions, guys? Here's the questions. Time to questions. Today we have learned a lot. Let me give a rename to this. What it is, a tree map and table. Okay, just we have created two things here, and with the sync slices, you have a you can select all the slices and you can make it all them all across all the other reportings. Let's say you have three sync slices, right? Just let me select one. Just select this. Okay, only one sync slicer at a time, I guess. Yeah. See, now the sync slicer is age group and it is only available here. If you want to make it available here and here, by default sync will select, but I don't want to select. I just want to only copy and paste into See, copy pasting is also available using Sync Slicer. If you unselect this and just only apply this, it will be available here and here. Age group, see, age group is came here. Age groups also will come here. It's available. Now go back and just select the one more one, the gender sizer, which is not available in all other. Let me take the year one, otherwise, and see year is available only here, but here, let me sync that also. Okay, so now year is available. Year is available here also. Okay, so by doing this, I would like to publish. Okay, home, and then change the name. Okay, this time I want to take with save as population analysis with what else we have learned today, themes and tree map, line graph and table. Okay, just saving and then publish. We will discuss it's actually signed out, so because of which it is not coming. Let that be. What I can do is I can deploy from here, app.powerbi.com. I can do sign in, but it might go ask for this passcode and all those, some SMS will come, all those all those things will be there. So that is the reason I have another option. Just get data and get the files, and get the local. Go to that match 14 and then just check that tray map one. It will be imported. Guys, I request you to play with this. App.powerbi.com. But if not, we'll see. But for now, you just play with it. Okay, you see the report created and this the themes. Okay, we'll talk to this dashboard themes here. If you go and here edit theme. Okay, somewhere you see edit theme. See dashboard theme. Okay, we'll come to this part tomorrow. Okay, upload JSON, download JSON, because we don't have anything. Upload JSON, download JSON, but we'll see these kind of things. And yeah, it is just similar. If you want, you can play with it, but there is a different theme for report and dashboard also. Okay. Any questions, guys? Time to questions. And just stop the screen share. Let me go and just go to that meeting. Any questions? Malati, Naresh, Anusha, Bala. Any questions? Vinay, Monica. No questions, guys? So if no questions, I think Naresh, ask me.
Mahendra, actually in our real time, which type of customized themes we will use?
Which type of? There is no hard and fast rule. There is no hard and fast rule. You can by default use one of the themes, and user might definitely, because they want to do some hours burn. So what they do, they will definitely ask you to customize. Okay, so that's how it is. But if really a smart people, then they will ask you to choose any one of the two themes that they like. Or otherwise, there is one more option, guys. Tomorrow ask me, I'll show you how you use a PPT to make a background and get the real different visualization. Okay, we'll see that. If not, if I forgot, just remind me tomorrow. I'll show you how to use PPT slide to apply the theme for the report. Okay, yeah, there is no hard and fast rule, Naresh, to answer your question. Okay, it depends on the end user, depend on the customer, depend on your manager, all those things. Okay, they will eat some hours and they'll spend some time to give you color codes and all those stuff. If they will not give, then use by default. If they ask you to change, then ask for the color code. Okay, if you change some color, they will simply say no, 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 this color is not good, change. Instead of that, just ask for the color codes. Yeah, it will definitely give you a confusion, and I request you to provide the color codes as well as the percentage of the transparency. So they will prepare some document and they will give it to you. Okay, that's how the real time goes on. Okay, guys, if no questions, we can wind up now. And let me know if any questions. You can post in the WhatsApp group also. Okay, thanks for joining. Thank you, guys.